2, episode number 2 of Remember the Arrowverse. We remember the Arrowverse, and
We do.
we're watching it. My name is Cademan David. This is probably the Eccentric Academy YouTube channel that you're watching this. If not, you can search YouTube for Eccentric Academy. That's where I am. And you are?
Dustin Emil.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Okay.
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. It's a whoop-de-doo day today,
Oh, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
So we are talking about 2 episodes today. If you want to, let me find my notes. If you want to watch these 2 episodes before listening to us, so you kind of know what we're talking about, it is...
Would suggest.
Yeah. It is The Lone Gunmen and A Innocent Man, which is also a Billy Joel song that you can look up. It won't come up here.
It is.
But you can listen to that song. It's a good song.
It is. It's an excellent song.
So real quick before we get into our notes, I have a fun fact that I actually wrote down last week, but forgot to say.
Okay.
So the Queen Manor.
Yeah.
It is filmed at the Hadley Castle.
Okay.
In Canada.
Really?
It's not too far away from where we are now.
Really? How far?
I don't want to say how far,
okay,
just in case that might make weird people come and find me.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say here, but under a day's journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun field trip. Wow, that's really cool.
I actually thought about that. I was like, imagine us like going into Canada.
Yeah.
And, like just going to all of these places where episodes were filmed and stuff.
Where was the do you know where the city sections were filmed in?
I don't.
I'll have to look into that.
I think yeah. Yeah, I don't know for sure. But yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, with that being said, I think we can jump into episode 3, The Lone Gunmen. Right off the bat, I'll say it. I really liked this episode.
The 3rd episode?
Yeah, I think it's the best one yet. So.
Okay.
Oh, did we do a flip? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's the worst one thus far.
Oh man.
But there's only been 3 episodes.
We flipped. Because before I was like, I don't really care for these episodes, and then this one I'm like, it's really good, and now it's the backwards.
I think this episode is justified by episode 4 and 5.
Okay.
A little bit. I think as a standalone episode, it's not bad or anything. It's not like a low rating episode. Okay. It's just not. I prefer the other 2.
Okay. Now we aren't talking about 5 today, right?
No, we are not.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
No, yeah.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
For sure.
Because you say that. I was like, was I supposed to watch it?
No. We're yeah.
There could have been a little bit of confusion. Okay. Do we want to start about the good things?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Right off the bat, I liked the opening. I thought it was sort of a clever way to introduce Deadshot.
Correct. Yeah.
Where you have Oliver going after a guy and then get shot to death. I thought that was cool. That was fun. So that's my first note.
No, I think that's really fair, and I like that idea.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because it frames an interesting dynamic between the good guy and the bad guy to have them sort of doing the same thing at first, you know?
Right.
So
the thing I really liked about that one scene, that was one of the notes that I just remembered here. Arrow is obviously, or Oliver Queen is not, he's not clumsy necessarily. But obviously when you're starting out, something that I really liked, and I don't know if I mentioned before, is how they're not starting him off on a super, high bar. Like, everyone he's gone against has been pretty low to mid tier, right? He hasn't been, all of a sudden, just like in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I know we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
But it feels like Batman right off the bat is just, top tier already. Right. It's you had a little bit of training.
Yeah.
And then now, with this one, it feels like, okay, there are still, a good fighter could take Oliver in a fight. Right? I mean, unlikely, but it could happen, right? Yeah. It's not out of the question. And I like with this scene how Oliver just thinks, oh, I'm the only guy in the city doing
Mhm.
what I'm doing, and because he's never really gone up against anyone except for on the island,
Right.
and so he's doing his thing, interrogating this guy. I forget his name. They mention it later.
Yeah,
Um,
remember off the top of my head.
but and then you see Deathstroke, and Deathstroke could have killed him in that
Mhm.
scene. Nothing, but that wasn't his mission or anything.
Right.
But it just shows, and I think it's like a thing where a rookie mistake from
Mhm.
Oliver almost.
Yeah, it's kind of his first villain he fought,
Right,
and
right,
that's like actually a villain and not just a
and
dude.
could beat him potentially.
Right. Yeah. I guess there is the Chinese lady in the last one, but she's a little
Yeah,
less.
but she's more just an
Yeah.
assassin. Like,
Yeah. Um so my next note, and I don't know what I was talking about because I had to do a work in between me writing this.
okay,
So maybe you can help me out. Um Easier way to kill is what my note says. I think there was a line.
yeah,
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I remember.
yeah,
So, Detective Lance
yeah,
on the roof, he says maybe the archer figured out that there's an easier way to kill than using a bow and arrow.
right,
Yeah, funny line. I liked it. Because it's true, right? Like, uh, it's
right,
much easier to kill a guy with a gun than bow and arrow. So,
right. Yeah, that actually goes into one of my notes as well.
okay, perfect.
So at first, that everyone thinks, oh, the guy's just moved on
Mm-hmm.
to guns because it's way easier,
Yeah.
right? But that obviously we know goes against Oliver's character, and like if he can't kill with a bow, he's not going to do it at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like a almost like a sentence, almost.
Yeah, it's sort of like a discipline thing,
Right.
I think.
A
Yeah.
discipline thing, a boundaries thing. And so I love the fact though in this episode that Detective Lance is like, I mean, it does make sense that it's easier, but this kind of guy, it doesn't seem like something he would do, right? And why are there
Mm-hmm.
still there's still arrows at the crime scene?
Right.
So why would he use arrows and then just use a gun,
Yeah.
right? And Lance still thinks that he's obviously evil and just a piece of crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like super fixated on the fact that Lance truly does believe that this guy has boundaries and limits, like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
criminals, just in general, discipline themselves to only allow themselves to do certain things.
Right.
And I love how he takes that away from it and then goes back to the crime scene
Mm-hmm.
later because he's still uncertain.
Yeah.
I just think it speaks to his character a little bit. So
Yeah. Um, my next note is parkour. He did a bit of parkour to pull a bullet out of a building in this episode. You remember that bit?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
He like comes in a baseball cap, I think, and he's
yeah.
like, "I'm gonna do some parkour."
And then
This,
that guy climbs
yeah,
up. Yeah, that's
this
really cool.
this mostly just made me laugh because, this would have come out in the time when like parkour was a thing, you
Right,
know,
right, right,
whereas like everyone was doing their little parkours on their Insta tubes and
right. Parkour.
grams, gram tweets.
That used to be a big thing.
Yeah. So anyway, it's more of that just made me laugh than anything else because I was like, oh yeah, parkour. That was a thing everyone was into at one point.
Right.
Yeah. So
Any other likes?
yeah, I've got a lot of likes
Okay.
on this one. I've got one dislike.
Okay. I me as well. Only
Um
have one dislike.
okay, cool. So next thing I have, we touched on this last week. I like that he knows about Laurel and Tommy,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
that's right.
and for exactly the reason we said last week, um, that's like there is no secrets from Oliver. Like you can't
Yeah.
catch him off guard. He kind of knows everything.
He is
Um,
prepared.
yeah, yeah. So that I just like that. I thought that's neat. Do you have anything else to share? Or should I just sort of?
I guess the one other thing I
Hmm.
really liked in this episode,
Yeah.
Oliver Queen tells Diggle to take his family out in the final confrontation,
Hmm.
right? He takes it and tells them to take
Yeah.
them out, get them to safety. He
Hmm.
does, but Oliver Queen isn't there. So technically, Diggle doesn't have to do anything. As long as the family's safe, he can leave with the family and do his thing.
Hmm.
But Diggle, as a character, ex-military, being a bodyguard, he feels the need to have to go after him by himself.
Hmm.
So I know this might not be the most intelligent thing, and I know there just has been some discussion actually about why he would do something like that. But I think it just speaks to his character that he obviously is going to go after Deathshot or go,
Hmm.
look for the scene of the crime.
Hmm.
So I actually really like that they put that in there because I think that is what an actual person in
Yeah.
his place would do,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I liked that as well. I also liked how when Oliver, like, learns about Laurel and Tommy, though he already
Yeah,
knew, as we previously mentioned,
when it came
he
out.
was sort of reasonable about it,
Yes,
right?
I
Where
did
it's
like that,
like they could have made him like angry about it, and then it would have like had some drama in the show,
which
which
makes no sense though.
right. It would make no sense, and that's why I like that they had him be sort of cool about it. And then Tommy's just the one who kind of seems like a dingle dork.
Well, he
Um,
keeps apologizing for it, and it's
right.
like, you don't need to do that. You were dead. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like you should be apologizing for like maybe not telling him, right? Like
right,
that's what would sort of bother me is like
right. Yeah, yeah, I guess you
you
should
thinking
apologize for
that you
that.
need to hide it. Um but yeah, they had that scene in that restaurant, which is a cool location. It sort of pops up in I think in the first couple seasons.
Right.
Um, but yeah, they had that conversation where he was like, "Oh, I started dating your girlfriend when you were lost on island, and everyone thought you were dead. There's no Christmas card for that." They had that little bit of banter there.
Right, right.
Um,
I
yeah.
also love
Mm-hmm.
how I forget his sister's name, Oliver's sister.
Thea.
Thea.
Yeah.
She's obviously being a stupid teenager, right, and
Mm-hmm.
being dumb. And her response to Oliver, you know, trying to be the mature older brother and take her out of the party,
Mm-hmm.
is she resorts to trying to mess with his head so that he gets upset at somebody else. That just seems like a teenager thing to do,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And I love the fact that she tries to use that
Mm-hmm.
against him or whatever. Um, it just seems very characteristic of her to be able
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. And I think
If I don't get what I want, you don't get what you want.
right. And that's what I like about her character is because like she's kind of unlikable in certain ways,
Oh yeah,
particularly in the first season in
episodes. Yeah,
particular. Yeah. But she's sort of likable in a way that like sort of seems realistic of like
she seems
that age
relatable,
of girl, you
right?
know? Um so, yeah, the next thing I have written down is Deadshot's wrist guns. That is a
That's sick.
thing from the comic books. So,
Yes.
it's fun seeing it here. Um, and yeah, I'm always just happy when they sort of include certain things from the comic books and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's really cool.
yeah, you got anything else to say or
Uh, I have one dislike,
okay.
but
So I've got two more likes that we'll
okay,
run
we'll do
through
that first
real
then.
quick.
Yep.
Um, Coffee shops in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah,
Uh, Comedy gold.
that is really cool.
On that topic, Felicity, I have mixed feelings on.
Oh,
Some
smoke.
scenes, yeah, Felicity Smoke. Sometimes I really like her. Sometimes I really don't.
And this is the episode she's
It's
introduced, right?
yeah, yep,
Oh, right, with the laptop, and she's
hmm
like,
yeah, and
"Why do you have this dude's laptop?"
he was like, I spilled coffee on it, and they're like, there's bullet holes in it. He's like, my coffee shop's in a bad neighborhood.
Being that I know
Hmm
her character
Yeah.
from The Flash and from
hmm
other in the future,
Yeah.
I think it was a poor. I guess this would be
hmm
half dislike.
Yeah.
I think they could have really done a better job introducing the character.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, you just work for my company. Hey, do this.
I,
It's like, how does she have any credentials or just
yeah. I think is with her, I feel like a lot of times she's written good where like she kind of she is as amusing as the show wants her to be.
right?
But then next episode in particular, she says some things where I just kind of
Yeah,
face palmed towards.
yeah,
Um, but that's next episode. Um, this episode, him working with Lance, Detective Lance. Um, right, that was this episode. I think so. I have it written here.
yes,
Um, Anyway, he does that a little bit. Small spoilers, but he does it a little bit more prominently a little bit later on in this season. But I think
right.
it's fun. It's sort of a fun twist on like the Batman Gordon,
Yeah,
where it's like Gordon hates Batman, but yet they still have to work together. I think
Right,
that's fun.
right.
Do you want to hit us with your dislike?
Okay, so I know I talked about this with you personally, not
Okay.
in the podcast,
Okay.
but my main dislike, besides the smoke kind of
Mhm.
weird entry into the season, was
Mhm.
I don't know if they bring back Deathstroke later or if it's one of those things where he
Mhm.
doesn't actually die.
Yeah.
But if he did die, I think that it was like really, really wasted.
Mhm.
Um, Again, I don't know a ton about him in comics or anything
Mhm.
like that, but I know that he's like this really prominent, big, really cool character
Yeah.
in comics, and I know other movies have used him. I didn't Will Smith play him
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, right. And like this, he's a character that you can really use, and he's a character that's actually really intimidating, right?
Mhm.
Like there's actual discussions about
Yeah.
the stuff that he can do, and to just have him be like kind of in the Flash is, and we'll talk about this when we get to
Mhm.
Flash seasons, a one-shot villain, kind of like
Right.
Turtle, right, in the
Mhm.
Flash, right? It just seems like you're wasting him, and I think they could
Right.
have really actually made a whole season or half
Right.
a season where he's like a secondary or even a main villain, and to just have him get wasted in that episode, it's like really like,
I don't remember him ever getting drunk.
well, like you know what I mean,
I do. I do.
and I understand that they need to show that Arrow needs like an actual somebody challenging,
Right.
but like he could have still beaten him,
Yeah.
but not killed him, right? That makes a
Yeah.
lot more sense. And then I also think the actor for it was just kind of eh,
Oh, you're so
in my
wrong.
opinion.
You're so
But
wrong.
that's just a personal
Um,
preference. But still, to waste him in that first episode
yeah.
or that, yeah,
Um, so,
you
uh,
disagree.
well, part of it is because, should I spoil it? I mean, I guess I
It
kind of
doesn't.
already
It doesn't
did
matter. It
just by
doesn't matter
saying.
to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he does come back.
I
Um,
kind of was hoping for
but
that.
yeah. So he does come back, and is prominent later on,
Okay.
and
Good.
then
Good. Good. Good.
eventually they do kill him again, and I very much felt like they shouldn't have, but they did that because of the
Okay.
Suicide Squad movie, where Will Smith, as previously
Right.
mentioned, played him, and then
Which
eventually
they
punched
needed
a
to.
guy. Will Smith did.
Yes,
That
he
has
did.
nothing to do with Arrow, but he did do that.
He did do that.
So,
Was that the one at the Grammys or whatever?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 The best day of television ever.
Um, yeah. So my dislike is on a similar line almost.
Yeah.
Um, but I felt like they had Diggle find out too fast. I feel like they could have kept them
Stage here a little bit
in
longer.
that stage, yeah.
I could agree
Like
with that. I could agree with that.
and it works out fine, but I could see them being in that like Oliver is like running away from him for a season, you
Oh,
know.
totally. Yeah. It could be
Um
like an Iris thing in the Flash that first season.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Where
it's
like
been a
she's
long
right
time
there. Where
ago,
it's
so
like
I
she's
barely
right there,
remember.
but like
Yeah.
you just can't figure it out for sure.
Yeah. Um that's kind of how Laurel is, honestly, in these episodes. Is
Yeah.
it's like uh yeah, we'll see if I have a note, but next episode I was like, how does she not know?
Right.
Like it's a little it seems a little obvious.
Right.
Um Yeah, so anyway, that's my one dislike is I could have seen longer of like that sort of status quo of Diggle being just his bodyguard. But also, you know, I said before, him being his bodyguard really works, but also the relationship that involves into is also really good. Um
Right. Right.
so
I think this is actually one of my notes in the next episode.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, with that being said, do you have a moral? Did you
Oh, I
write down
forgot
a
about that.
moral? Oh, okay.
Darn, I forgot about that. That's the one thing I forgot literally
Yeah.
here. Um,
Well, I could throw out my moral.
what's your moral?
Be reasonable like Ollie and not unreasonable like Tommy. So
That is true. That
so
is
there we go.
true. Okay, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What's your rating for the episode?
My ranking is 8.5 out of 10.
I got 6.5.
Yeah. I do maybe looking back at this, I'm like maybe 8.5 was a little too high.
Well, yeah,
But it's hard. It's hard to rank these really, but
right.
that's where I'm at. Um, I have a fun fact on
Okay.
this, or not a fun fact really,
Right.
just something I saw that I had a bit of a laugh about,
Okay.
but it wasn't a good thing or a bad thing. He pulls his suit out of a trash can.
I did like
Yeah.
that scene. That
And
was fun.
yeah, yeah. But I just in my head I was just like, thank goodness no one threw their coffee on top of that or
Oh
something.
no. That,
Like imagine him pulling it
imagine.
out. There's just like a banana peel stuck to
Oh, that
it.
would suck. That would really, really suck.
Anyway, so yeah, that was just something that crossed my mind watching it. Should we go ahead and move into an innocent man?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right, and this one you do have lots of notes for? Hopefully,
Which one? This
some
is
notes.
episode 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to start us off with your first good thing or bad thing, whichever way we want to go?
We should start with likes again.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's good. Um, so in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
Oliver tells Diggle
Mm-hmm.
about his whole regime. And I have a like about this and I have a dislike about this.
Mm.
I'll start right now with the I'll just do both because I have other dislikes. I like Diggle's response. I think it's completely 110% appropriate. You probably disagree with that. But I love how he's like tries to almost fight him almost
Mm-hmm.
and then realizes I'm not going to get anywhere with this. I'm injured. It's not going to work out.
Yeah, yeah.
I like how he's just like, dude, you're like a murderer. Like you're not a hero, right? Even though conveniently the army does similar things that Arrow's actually doing right now too.
Sure.
But like he still thinks, oh, it's not within the law or
Mm-hmm.
within the society or the right pattern.
Yeah.
I like how he has that view on humanity.
Well, I
And I
think.
like how he like just storms out.
Mm-hmm. I think that also says something to his character because at the end of the episode, where he's like, "Oh, I will work with you," actually, um, he's sort of what he says is he need um like you need someone to hold you accountable, I think is something
Right.
like his mentality of it. Um which is, something that, at least ideally you have in the military is
Right.
that
Ideally.
yeah, yeah.
Something I disliked about
Mm-hmm.
this was actually what you just said. I don't like the fact that he joined within one episode.
Okay.
I think that is way too fast of
Mm,
a mindset change.
yeah.
What they, in my opinion, should have done is had a situation. They should have
Mm-hmm.
they should have devoted a section of the season to Diggle changing his mind, or like Oliver saves him once, and like Diggle stumbles upon a situation where like he sees that the only viable option is that they have to kill somebody outside of the law. Like
Right.
they needed something to where it's like he like realizes, oh, I could like find the guy who killed my brother, right? Where what they
Mm-hmm.
did in the episode is he just like, oh, but wouldn't you like Oliver's like, wouldn't you like to find the guy that killed your brother? And then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly he's like, oh, that would be kind of cool. I'll join you because you need to check and balance, anyways. That's what
Mm,
it felt like, and I felt like
yeah.
they could have devoted at least 4 or 5 episodes to him like slowly realizing that sometimes you have to do things outside of the law.
Yeah, I could
For
definitely see that.
No, I obviously
It's
personally don't agree with that,
mm-hmm.
but like in the show, they
Right.
could have pushed that to where he's
Yeah.
like realizes, oh, what I'm doing, like I can't do this
Mm-hmm.
legally, basically,
Yeah.
but we can do this morally.
I think that's true. It's kind of like how like uh in every in every movie since Star Wars there's like a Han Solo character that like is like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave cuz I'm done with you." And then he
Right,
comes
and then
back
comes back
last
and yeah,
minute
and saves
and
them. Right,
saves the day. And like it's a really tired trope at this point. I remember seeing it in Moana and just being like,
yeah,
"Oh
and it's
my
like, oh
goodness, this
no,
again. Get out of here."
the
That's what I
second one
say.
was so bad.
I've
The second
only
was
seen
just
the
so.
first one.
The first one,
Hmm.
not gonna lie, is like
Hmm.
really good. I
Yeah,
actually really like it. And the second was just like
yeah, yeah. I
takes something
did.
good and just like absolutely
I did
crash
enjoy
lands
the
it.
first one. I'm
It's
gonna
so
say this,
bad.
so we can
They
get
like,
back to Arrow.
yeah.
But I was watching it by myself
Mhm.
as an adult, and I was like, "No one sees me.
No one
Good.
sees me good. That's fair.
No one
That's
sees
fair.
that I'm watching princess movies by myself in my room."
Good. Um,
um.
Another thing I liked about
Yeah.
this, the flashbacks.
Hmm.
Episode 3 didn't do a ton of those.
Yes.
I liked how they amped it up again, and I
Hmm.
think it's fair. I don't think every episode needs to have
Yeah.
flashbacks or just the same
Hmm.
amount. I think that's completely fine. I
Right.
think certain things should trigger him
Mhm.
so we get to see flashbacks. I'm forgetting exactly what they were, but you kind of get to know, which is actually part of the moral of this one.
Mhm.
You have to see him like he has to kill the bird, right? And he has to do these things in order to survive.
Mhm.
You see that. So I like those flashbacks. I love the new security guard.
Oh
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
comedic, just because like one of the security guards is like the real deal, and the next guy
Mhm.
is like not. You
Mm.
know, I love the whole. I think it's really funny how he
Rob.
does. Yeah, how he does all the pranks where he's like, "Hey, wait for the car," and then he's just like,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It was like you gotta keep up, Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually have one of my notes is just Rob. Cause
yeah,
it's
it's so
like
good.
uh it's just sort of that uh like you know his attitude is like that sort of happy, like almost Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yes,
Um
yeah, I
like
love that
almost
movie.
that type of character. Uh so my first like here is just the restaurant setting. I made a
Right.
note of that. I thought
Oh
that's
yes.
fun. I like Diggle's sister-in-law there. Um, so yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that is really fun that like she's local.
Hmm.
That also gives Diggle
Yeah,
an extra in the city to where he's like
yeah,
that's actually feels like home to him almost.
yeah. And I think also like it's sort of a location that is away from like all of the rich businesses and stuff like that.
Right, right.
um where it's like sort of like this place sort of represents the people that we're protecting.
Right. Ooh, that's
um
good.
yeah.
Um in this episode,
Hmm.
uh Oliver tells um Lance to not detective, his daughter,
Hmm. Yeah.
to take this case or whatever, and they start communicating, right?
Hmm.
I have something to say about that later. I won't get into it now, but I love the fact where at first, and I guess I'll share my second dislike.
Hmm.
Well, I'll get to that one last. Actually, I like the fact that Detective Lance thinks that he is um the Arrow. I like how
Mm.
Oliver sets that up with the whole trash can scene
Yeah.
to like that's really smart actually because
Yeah.
Oliver Queen comes back and then suddenly the Arrow's here, right? I like
Yeah.
that where if he can convince Detective, right,
Hmm.
everyone in the city would trust his judgment because
Hmm.
he hates him the most.
Yeah.
So if you
You're
can,
getting into next episode territory though,
this is well, yes, but this is still in four,
because the episode ends with him
right?
seeing that
We're seeing
Oliver.
the
So
footage and then
yeah, yeah,
arresting
yeah,
him in season
yeah,
three.
yeah,
Yeah. So I really like that. I
yeah.
like
Hmm.
that whole thing. We
Yeah.
again we'll talk about that a lot more in episode 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing I really like is the boat scene where I forget the not Miss Queen, but her new husband. I always forget his
Walter
name.
Steele.
Walter Still. Thank you. I
Yeah.
always forget that name for some reason.
Yeah.
How he finds the boat or whatever, and
Hmm.
he's still like getting into that territory
Yeah.
where like he's like
I
so he's not
have.
actually a part of this then
I
necessarily,
think I wrote down that.
which I
Maybe
think is
not.
interesting because my thought originally was, oh,
Hmm.
like he's he's making Miss Queen do stuff, but no, like he's
Hmm.
just a whole separate thing. It,
Yeah.
it appears at this point.
Yeah. And I have here Moira Lies is one of my notes,
Okay.
where it's like I really like the sort of like uh because Moira is very manipulative,
Oh yeah.
but like she sort of fills an interesting character role where it's like she's not quite bad, but she's definitely not good, you know?
Right.
And I like the way he was like, "Oh, this money is missing." And she's like, yeah, stop looking into it right now. It's nothing for you to worry about. It was just something I did back in the day."
Right.
Um,
I love though how
yeah.
Walter Still uses Felicity Smoke.
Mm,
I think that this again it
yeah.
doesn't really fully justify because they still haven't explained where she came from, how she knows
Mhm.
what she's doing. Doesn't explain why she's not top of security there, whatever
Mm,
technology's there.
mhm.
I love though how she thinks she's getting fired. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But I like that he uses her because it shows that oh, she's not just a talented. Like people know that she's talented.
Yeah.
You still don't know why though or how.
Yeah. I think this is the first time, like, you know, the line of like, "Oh, I'm not trying to hit on you or whatever." I was
That
just
was
like,
funny.
"Oh, brother, come on,
You don't
man."
like that?
I didn't like it. Nah, it's just too much,
Well, I
right?
think her character
Mhm.
doesn't fit the show at all. The Flash, I think
I
she
could see that.
fits a lot of the scenes, but in this one, it's
Yeah.
like it's not necessarily that the line is cringy
Mm.
by itself. I just
Mhm.
think in the context of the show, it is.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't
think
fit.
well, and I think that's like I like her interactions with Oliver in the last episode a little better
Okay.
because I think they didn't because this they just like did like one sort of like joke on top of the other on top of the other where she's like, oh no, I'm getting fired, oh no, I accidentally sound like I was hitting on my boss, oh no, and it was just a little too much, I thought.
Yeah, I
um
could see that. I could
but
see that.
you know, uh everyone has like different sort of preferences and stuff like that, so if the joke worked for you, perfectly fine. It just
Yeah,
didn't
I could
really
see
for
what you're
me.
saying though. I
Yeah,
could see definitely what you're saying.
for sure, for sure.
Um, do you have any likes
Yeah.
separately? Okay, I'll let you
Um,
go first.
so he at one point he had a guy on the train track
Mhm.
and
Yes.
he said like you'll either answer or like catch the Bloodhaven
Right.
for 1015 or whatever it was. Bloodhaven in comic books is Nightwing City. So
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
City from DC comic books. They threw it in here. Again, I always appreciate when they do comic book stuff in
That's
these
great. I
shows.
didn't think about that.
So,
They also mentioned
mhm.
another city in this
Okay.
one. Central City. They went to Iron Heights. That's in
Uh,
Central City, and that's in almost every Flash episode.
yeah,
So that whole
there you go.
prison scene and you'll learn this in the Flash, but Central City and Star City are not super far apart. They're like a day's drive, half
Right.
a day's drive, or something.
Central City. I'm trying to think. That is the Flash's city.
Yes,
Yes.
Central City. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like how all this is happening in Iron Heights or whatever, and
Right.
they're just saying they're also saying because at this point they don't know if the show's even going to be successful,
Mhm.
so they're just like
Yeah.
pointing out like, hey, Nightwing City, which I didn't
Mhm.
realize
Yeah.
Flash's city. You know,
Yep. Yep.
they're expanding the world a little.
Yeah. Um.
Other likes.
So I have one like. You aren't gonna understand this at all.
Okay, that's fine.
Um. Captain Jack. Captain Jack, guys.
I
It's
don't
Captain Jack.
I don't know.
Captain Jack is here. What's he doing here? Why is he talking to Oliver's mom? Um, so
Is it going to be a character that is more prevalent later?
well, yes,
Okay.
Captain Jack is not a character from Arrow. Captain Jack is a character from Doctor Who. The actor
Oh,
plays
yeah.
the
I've never
guy
seen.
that Moira was talking to in the car in this scene. Um,
Is that the guy with the like black hair?
yeah,
Because
hmm
well, the unfortunate thing with watching this because
right,
I've seen all Flash,
hmm
I know I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a major villain later,
hmm
or like
yeah.
I know who certain character like uh I'm not gonna say so I don't
He
spoil
was in
anything.
that
Right.
Supergirl musical
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
where
And I
he
see
was her
him.
dad for some
Yep.
reason,
And
even
I
though the characters have nothing to do with
that whole episode
it.
is really weird.
It's because the
But
actor can sing,
right,
so
and
they
so
were
they
just
needed.
like, "Oh, throw him in
But
there."
I saw him and I'm
Hmm.
like, I already know who he is. This is
Yeah,
really unfortunate because it's
yeah,
supposed to.
yeah.
I'm sure it's supposed to be a big twist.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
bummer.
Well, there is twist to him that you still
Don't
might
probably
not
not
know.
know. Yeah.
So you can be excited about that. But
Right.
yeah,
But
in Doctor Who, the actor's in it. He plays a character called Captain Jack. It's very fun.
nice.
You should watch Doctor Who. It's a
I
good
have
show.
heard that is good.
Yeah.
Um, any other likes, dislikes? I have one like,
Um.
but then it goes into a
Yeah.
dislike.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that because I just got dislikes left.
Where did it go? Okay, so I like
Hmm.
again, this is a 50-50 thing. Oliver going to Lance for the case I did not like at all. I think it was super unoriginal. It feels like
Mm.
literally every Superman, Flash,
Hmm.
Batman, every superhero does this in every
Yeah.
show where they pick that one girl that they like and
Hmm.
they go to them secretly, right?
Right.
Flash does this with this Iris, and
Hmm.
because I've seen that first, I'm
Yeah.
instantly gonna like that way better than this one. I
Yeah.
think it would be a little different if I don't know which one I would like
Right.
more. I haven't seen all this, but it's like CW's already used this
Hmm.
and other just stories. It's kind of like that thing where you have that one character that leaves and then comes
Mhm.
back and saves them heroically.
Right.
It's super
Yeah.
unoriginal to me, and it's like I get that she really cares about people.
Mhm.
Superman, I forget, Lois Lane, right?
Mhm.
It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing where it's like
Right.
they just go to that one girlfriend of theirs,
Yeah.
and like there's obviously another lawyer in town that
Right.
would do this, and like it just
Yeah, and
you
that
have to
would
come up with an
probably be
original idea.
smarter
Right,
to go
exactly.
to because the
They would
other
have no
lawyer
connection
wouldn't
to you.
know. Yeah.
Right. And there
Um.
just has to be a more original idea than this.
Right.
But then it goes into a like. I like the fact of all the that she is like, "Hey, I'll give Green Arrow a chance." That seems
Mhm.
like something that her character would do, and I like
Yeah.
that. And it starts getting into that character and
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'll give him a chance. He's trying to help people." They do the whole jail scenes, which I think is
Mhm.
really cool. I like
Mhm.
that he goes into the jail, but not as Green Arrow,
Mhm.
right? So he can slip in, slip
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But then what I dislike,
Mhm.
well, I like and I dislike it at the same time. After the whole jail scene, you see that, oh, the arrow like gets into an unhealthy mental headspace, which you
Mm.
already know,
Right.
but like he loses it when she's
Mhm.
about to get hurt, right? Which
Yeah.
is also another reason why it's not smart at all to put her in harm's
Yeah.
way on purpose.
I didn't write this down,
Yeah.
but I'll mention it probably. Hopefully it's okay.
Yeah.
There's that scene of her being like choked with like the guy on top of
Yeah,
her.
that was
That
stupid.
made me so angry. Like,
Yeah, that was
and like I guess really it worked for the show because I felt what Oliver was probably feeling in that moment. But I would like seeing harm done to women, so
well,
that was kind
the
of
other
a
thing is
rough
that like
watch for me.
it's like where did all of her fighting skill go?
Mhm.
Because in that one episode, she was beating up those guys,
Yeah,
and then this one, it's like I get he's way bigger than all those other guys, but it's like
yeah,
where did all of her "I'm a tough girl" go? Like I
right.
get that she's wearing like work clothes
Yeah.
and like stuff, but like
Well,
come on now, she was
that's
wearing a dress last time and she beat three dudes at the same time.
yeah, this is the problem when you have like a uh
Like she didn't put any fight up. Like she didn't
yeah,
go for the eyes. No, like there's a
yeah.
lot of things you can
This
do
is
in
the
that
problem
situation.
when you have like a girl boss character. Is
Right.
like
Because
when
you
you want them to need to be saved, it doesn't exactly add up sometimes.
right, right.
And that's sort of what this was,
And like
which is
I do
mhm,
I've done jiu-jitsu in the past. And
mhm,
like when you're in that there's a lot of things you can do in
yeah,
that situation. And
mm,
she just if she took fighting training,
yeah,
which I imagine she would take similar stuff,
mhm,
she just didn't do any of it. And it like
right,
doesn't really make sense to me.
yeah.
But I like the fact that
Well, maybe
yeah,
she was playing 4D chess and she was like, "Oh, if I let this guy just strangle me half to death, I'll see if the hood or whatever, I
yeah,
think that yeah, the hood,
yeah.
if he's gonna kill this guy, right? So that I can know if I
I
like the hood
doubt
or
she
not."
was thinking that. But
No, it makes no
the thing I
sense.
dislike about it then,
Mhm.
which it goes back and forth,
Mhm.
is again, it's so an unoriginal idea
Yeah.
for them to like they do this in the Flash too, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, you're such a great guy, and then,
Mhm.
oh, you're a terrible guy. I'll never trust you ever
Mhm.
again. Get out of my life,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
so I like that that happens, but at the same time, it's super unoriginal.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
it's just
think
again, it's an unoriginal idea to put her on the case, and then
yeah.
it's super predictable because it's like, and it happens in one episode. I feel like
Mhm.
they could have like there could have been an actual thing where like
Well,
he actually kills someone, and then she's like, okay, I
to
disagree with
try
you.
and play devil's advocate here for a second.
Yeah,
Um, I think you could say Oliver knows he can trust her, so that's
true.
why he would go to her. Um, but I kind of feel like when she beat up those guys in episode 2, I believe.
Yeah,
Um, like for me I was kind of like, okay, I get it, but like does every character have to be like
a good fighter.
yeah, like secretly a good fighter?
It makes
And
sense that she's secretly a good fighter, though.
but did you see those guys?
They were big guys,
Those were big guys, and they looked like they had some experience fighting.
which
So,
is again which makes the jail scene even more
right,
stupid because it's
right,
like
yeah,
you're not putting up a fight at
yeah.
all. You're getting
And
like ragdolled
I
right now.
guess for me, I'm like, this version of Laurel actually makes more sense for that character.
True.
Where like she would need to be saved, she wouldn't be a good fighter. By the way, you don't have to be a good fighter.
Right.
You
You don't.
you
Yeah.
can
It's okay.
you don't have to be like Dustin. You can be like me and
Yeah.
spend time eating pizza instead of learning how to fight. Um, but speaking of fighting,
Yeah.
one dislike I have here is Diggle punching Oliver. to me, it just kind of seemed like not how he would react.
When is that?
But the very opener, it's yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
where he's like, and like it was a fun scene because you got Oliver able to dodge and be like, ah, you're hurt, and I saved you, but now
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
the
gonna
thing I
let you
like
punch
though.
me.
I
Yeah,
see. I see.
yeah, yeah. So that was one thing we kind of disagree on. Um,
But yeah, the whole
yeah,
Lance thing is like good and like bad at the same time,
mm-hmm,
in my opinion.
yeah,
Because there's some aspects I like. It just I feel like
right.
they took a really cool aspect and they
Mm-hmm.
just did it the unoriginal way.
Yeah, I think this is sort of all of these shows for me, or at least Flash and Arrow, is um, like on the one hand, I like the sort of genre, I like all of that, but on the other hand, like they lean into like a lot of stereotypes, which
Yes.
I like that because it's like the genre I like,
Right.
but then sometimes some things are tired.
Right.
Um, so anyway, um, next thing I have here is how did they get the boat in the warehouse? Did they like take the
I
roof
don't
off and
even
fly it
know.
in by helicopter?
Well, it's in pieces. So what they could have done
Uh-huh.
is they could have been
It
like
wasn't
put
in
the boat
like
there and build
right.
around it because you could see that the area wasn't like
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
walls weren't like
I
super
guess,
thick
but
or
people
anything.
would see they're doing that.
Also, why
Why
would the
was it there?
passcode be Robert?
Yeah, yeah. That was
Like, why can't it be like 752.3 dot
right.
like some random thing like
Yeah.
it actually would be in real
Yeah,
life?
like he tried
Or
I
like
I think he tried all of their names.
he did, and it's just like kind of
It's
dumb.
like, why would it be a name? Like, there's a lot of password. Like, none of my passwords are anyone's names.
Right, exactly.
Um,
And normally it would be like a
yeah,
scan, a voice
right.
scanner, eye scanner. It's just
Yeah,
like a button.
yeah. I
Like
think
if a random person went up there, they could type for a
right.
couple minutes and
Yeah,
figure out
and
something.
this is all at least for me. I'm like, this is nitpicks. It doesn't actually take away from me
No,
liking
it
the
doesn't. It's just a
episode,
little bit
but
like,
it's like,
okay, that's a
yeah.
little,
I think what it was trying to say
yeah.
is two things. Is putting Robert in their minds, so they recognize, oh, that's the boat that they were on, and also it's showing that Robert is still important to Moira, um,
Right.
because I
And it
think,
also shows that,
yeah,
again, what's his name?
Walter,
Walter. It
yeah,
shows, I like the fact that Walter's not stereotypical at
mm-hmm,
this point. Like,
mm-hmm,
he actually is like, oh, maybe he's not evil.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know for sure, but it's looking like that.
Well,
Or it's, it's looking like there's more to the
looks can be
character.
deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yeah. No, but I like that. That's like all of the characters are interesting to me, and that's
Right.
what sort of is
That
the
really does justify a lot of
yeah,
it.
that's what makes the show really work for me. So yeah, that's about everything I have
That's
on
pretty close
the
to it.
bad.
Oh, what is your moral? I did have a moral for this one.
Okay. Um, yeah, my moral is that um,
Mhm.
it's it's good to have a second in command.
Okay.
It's good. It's good to have someone holding you accountable and stuff
I
like
took
that.
a different
So,
one.
okay.
Be truthful.
Hmm.
And this is a little bit weird, but like
Okay.
with the whole queen scenes about like
Hmm.
lying about the boat,
Uh-huh.
lying about the money,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I guess you'll see more consequences in the next episode, but there's
Hmm.
just a lot of like something that could have been avoided
Hmm.
is the Arrow pretends around Miss Lance to be,
Mm.
not fully who he is,
Hmm.
right? He's not
Right.
showing that I will kill people if I have to.
Hmm.
He's not showing that about himself.
Yeah.
And so it just, hurts them later
Hmm. Yeah.
because he thinks differently of him.
So I guess your moral is like, be honest.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Love that.
What's your rating out of 10?
I put this one at 6 out of 10.
I put 7. I
Okay.
think this one is better than the last one.
Yeah, I like I like their dead shot. So, and part of that is colored by what he does later on. Um,
True, true. Yeah, you have a
like
little
in
bit different
heaven because
perspective.
he's dead, and Deadshot
Exactly,
definitely goes
exactly.
to heaven. Yeah,
Yes, that makes complete
that
sense.
that makes complete sense, and that's how the show works. Don't
Yeah.
ask any
Don't ask any
questions.
questions.
Um,
So,
so yeah, and then I have a fun thing
okay.
here. But that's just the Billy Joel song we already
Okay,
mentioned.
that is pretty fun.
Innocent
Yeah.
Man, Billy Joel. Listen to it or don't.
Was that both
I'm
the episodes that we talked about just now?
yep,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. We went
So
through this quick then.
yeah.
Very cool.
Um. So yeah, that's all I have.
Okay.
So I guess that's where we'll close off this
That's
episode.
okay. Very cool.
Is there any like overall thoughts you want to share first, or
I mean,
anything
it's
like that?
still a great opening. Um,
Yeah.
again, we're just like it'll be interesting when we get
Mhm.
to Flash because when I was watching it first time, I'll just
Mhm.
he's the best superhero ever.
Yeah.
I'll like it no matter what. But I've never gone through a show like this
Mhm.
purposely to look for its nitpicks. Normally, I
Oh
just
yeah.
watch a show and I'm like, okay. And then
Yeah.
there's some things where like that was stupid, but I just move
Right.
on, just like who cares?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I keep watching. But now that we're doing this podcast, it's very much like I'm watching
Right.
Arrow differently than I've ever watched something before because I'm
Yeah.
purposely looking for something to critique about it.
Yeah. Well, it's also really funny because like, especially in this episode, the last episode too, we had exact opposite
I
views.
know, and you predicted it
So
in the
yeah.
first episode.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, no, I like the show. Again, it just watching it now takes me back to my teenage years.
Right, right.
And yeah, it works. All of the characters are really good.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say um I wouldn't say the show holds up as much as something like Supernatural,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would
which
agree with
yeah.
that. I mean,
Supernatural, I love the first episodes. I think they're much better than a lot of the later episodes.
yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
like,
it's still
yeah.
holding up a lot better than I thought, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like entertaining. And I'm actually right now. I'm watching
Mhm.
Supernatural, and I'm
Mhm.
getting to like season 4. I'm
Okay.
starting it,
Yeah.
and I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
But right now, when I'm watching, it's like, oh, I'd rather watch Arrow right now.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
not necessarily because Supernatural 4 is bad. It's just not as good as season 1 and 2.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
it's getting to that point where it's like, oh, I want to try
Yeah.
something new.
I have questions, but we'll be off
Yeah,
the
well, that'll be off
podcast
the podcast,
because
of course.
this is
Yeah.
not a Supernatural
No.
podcast. So maybe someday we'll do an
Oh, that would be
episode of
so
that or
cool.
something, or when we run out of Arrowverse shows. But that's gonna be in
That's
like
gonna be a long
27
time.
years or something.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
a really long time.
But with that being said, thank you so much for watching.
Yep.
Subscribe to the Eccentric Academy YouTube channel,
Yes,
and
sir.
you look fabulous. I think probably. Maybe
You
you're a
do.
little overweight. Maybe you should go on a diet, but you're looking good no matter what.
We all
So,
need to go on a diet.
sometimes we all need to go on a diet. Bye bye.
See you later.